Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. I want to talk about something that Elon Musk spoke about the other day. He actually warned that, and this is the headline: Elon Musk warns Russia can utterly destroy the U.S., Europe, U.S. and Europe, sorry, with nuclear missiles in under 30 minutes, and vice versa. He says we are at the highest risk in 60 years. Interesting. A lot of people would say, "What does Elon Musk know?" I'm like, well, I don't know if you know this, but Elon Musk made a missile that could actually a rocket that can land itself. So he probably knows a lot. You know, it is true. We are at the highest risk of a conflict that can go nuclear that we have seen in 60 years. And it's interesting that that cycle, like we talked about the other day, um, that cycle, that alignment in the astrology, the sun, the moon, the stars, these certain planetary alignments, that when they happen a special way on a certain calendar, the Jewish calendar, that's when we saw multiple stock market crashes and the Cuban Missile Crisis. And why do we see that? It's because human emotion is so on edge, so tense. And we're seeing that right now, not only politically, but economically, right? It's the same thing. It's turmoil, it's stress, it's pressure. Um, it is literally one of the greatest times to be alive. And it is scary for those that really understand. But then when you sit back and you look and you go, wait a minute now. Yes, all this crazy stuff happens, and it's happened before. We've had real estate crashes, we've had stock market crashes, we've had, wars break out, but then there's always tomorrow. And a lot of people that are focusing on today, they're not focusing enough on tomorrow. And I think that's a very important thing that we all need to realize right now. And that's why we are getting ready. We're getting prepared. We're getting out of debt. We're helping other people. We're warning other people. We are trying to change the world through knowledge, right? Forever, knowledge has been held back by a small group of people, quite frankly. And that's why every once in a while you get somebody that breaks out and learns the keys to success, right? Like how to, win and influence people and how to make wealth and grow wealth, right? Um, how to be good in relationships. When we find people that have this knowledge and they write a book, we grab onto it. And it's like it changes your life, right? Well, right now we're finding so much information, and I got to be honest with you, I'm just as guilty as the next guy. As a matter of fact, I'm probably more guilty about the stress letting it take over my life. To say that the last 2 years has been stressful for me, and yet at the same time, the greatest blessing of my life to be able to know you is an understatement. You are a blessing to me. But at the same time, I've got to sort of, and it's tough when all these, we're seeing all these things in the world, and I want to warn, right? I get emails. I cannot even read my emails. It is insane how many I get per day. But when I get people like, why haven't you covered this? Why haven't you covered that? I'm like, I got a few day jobs too. And I'm trying to work my way out of them. Trust me. But even this opportunity for me to speak to you today might be gone tomorrow. Like we've seen so much with people getting kicked off the internet, or just stress, trying to maintain your family, your relationships, at the same time trying to cut loose ties that you know aren't beneficial to you. I bring up this article here because I think it's very poignant and very important, because right now we have literally a division of the world's economies. They came together, a half a century ago, really in earnest, to do something. They wanted to take over the world, but a few of them broke away and said, no, we're not going to do it. And so there's a battle going on between the East and the West. It's literally in the end of the Bible. You can see it, read about it. And it's amazing. It is really a division of the East versus the West. And the thing is, the West is full of pride, full of pride. Europe, America, Canada is full of pride. And the rest of the world is breaking away from them right now. And this is a battle. This is an economic battle. And can I tell you when it's going to happen? I'm going to be honest with you, it is happening right now. But how do you deal with it? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to God's money, gold and silver. That's what I'm doing. I'm not here to tell you what to do. And as you watch those dips, those fluctuations in prices, yeah, it could be gut wrenching. You know why though? Is because you are uh, only looking at what you could have made, but in all reality, you probably wouldn't have. You wouldn't have pulled the trigger exactly at the right time that day and bought it something and sold it, right? Like an equity or the real estate market. Elon Musk is famous for, at least in my mind, back in January of, I want to say 2020. I don't remember what year. I don't know if it's 21 or 20. Um, Tesla rewrote their corporate bylaws to be able to take in physical gold and paper gold and Bitcoin. And the whole headline was Bitcoin, but you have to realize too why it was very quiet. Nobody was talking about the gold portion. I was, because it was a big deal. And Bitcoin's what was it 60,000? It's sitting around 20,000. It's 1/3 its high off its high. Gold is sitting 15 or 20% off its high. Totally night and day difference. The stock markets, what are they? I don't remember the highs. Are they sitting about the same right now? Put down in the comment section what it is. But my point being is this: the reason why you don't see a ton of news about gold, or when people talk about gold, it gets suppressed, is because there's a reason behind that. The powers that be will always tell you what they're doing, but they don't put it out in the mass media all the time. They'll throw out little clips and go, look, we told you. But, like Ben Bernanke, or was it Alan Greenspan's famous irrational exuberance speech before Congress 6 months before the .com crash took place. It was there. It was on C-SPAN. But it's not like CNBC wasn't rushing to go, Alan Greenspan says we have irrational exuberance and he's warning that the stock market's too heavy. They weren't doing that. They tell you the truth right there, but they don't put it out in the mainstream. What do they put out in the mainstream? Jerry Springer. Stupid stuff. They want to keep you at bay. Why? While they're going and buying up of the gold. Elon Musk is buying gold right now through Tesla. Tesla is picking up gold. I'm telling you, there's no way that they would put out that press release, go out and change that stuff and not do it. Everyone heard about the Bitcoin. They haven't talked about the gold. I can't wait for the day when Elon Musk goes, yep, I did it. I got the gold. And then watch what happens. Are you going to wait for a day where someone like him, or we've already had a billionaire, a wealthy person move into the silver market out of Texas, and then she wanted to make it clear to everybody that the big boys are moving in, even though she's a lady. Do you want to wait for them? Are you a leader or a follower? That's why I started the hashtag Silver Christmas and hashtag Silver in My Stocking, where people just take a picture of a silver coin that they've said, I'm going to put it in a child's stocking this year, so that they hold on to it for the next 20 years and take it off the market. The greatest moves come, and I think people miss out on them. They get all excited, but they're always at the top. I want to see people be in the greatest moves in the bottom. That's what I want to see. And yeah, it takes patience because it takes a long time. But this isn't financial advice. I'm just a dude with a Brohawk, a dream, and a McDonald's coffee. So what are you going to think? Are you going to be ahead of the curve? Or are you going to be behind it? I'll be honest with you. I'm a winner. I want to win. And winners are there before. All right, guys. That being said, I thank you so much for watching. The Economic Ninja is out.